Let me tell you something, wrestling fans. It's time for another edition of Dark Match. We're going to be talking about TNA Impact this week once again. I'm, as always, Christopher says, Dark Match is Mastodon of the Monotone.
Hello, I'm your friendly neighborhood Mr. War Machine.
I'm the Revolver Man.
And as always, I am your foxy friend Backlash. And once again, it's time for What is Iron Sheik Tweeting Now? He's been kind of active this week, and this is my personal favorite. Anybody wants me to beat the fuck out of the Mario Lopez, Jay Leno, Hulk Hogan, Tiger Woods, and the fucking Hulk Hogan? Give me hell yeah!
And the Hulk Hogan.
And
Hulk Hogan was listed twice. He had to throw in that jab at Hulk Hogan, guys. It's in his contract at this point.
He's pretty much transcended to the level of bounty hunter and just become a hunter by request, apparently.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's like, I want to do all this shit. Just ask.
I don't even know if he probably chooses like the first person who gives him money. It doesn't even have to be a huge amount of money. It could just be like, here's 25 cents. All right. I go fuck Hulk Hogan now. I mean, beat Hulk Hogan now.
And then
Makes
fuck him.
me wonder if he regrets not taking that $100,000 that Gagne offered him to break Hogan's legs in WrestleMania in this match with Hogan for WrestleMania.
Quite honest, if he did that, then we probably wouldn't be seeing him as he is today.
Yeah, because he'd be dead.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan, you don't need to pay me no money to break the Hulk Hogan's legs. I fuck him. I make him humble. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. That was getting a little dark. You saved that Backlash.
He might have already done that. If you ever watched this match with Hogan, he fights it with a boner throughout the whole thing.
We probably mentioned that like 12 times on fucking 30 different episodes.
Actually, I don't think we've ever mentioned that.
No, I definitely recall mentioning Iron Sheik's boner. And wow, that.
Yay! I think I actually kind of want to talk about Impact now.
Moving on.
Speaking of boners.
Oh.
But yeah, we start off Impact and Backlash. There's a ubiquitous member of the crowd during the early junctures of Impact.
There's a man with balloons.
Balloons.
Why did he have balloons?
Speaking of members.
Was it his birthday?
I know.
Was he attending a party? Why did he have balloons?
Maybe McFoley gave him Yerple as a parting gift without the makeup. and now Guy.
Okay.
But
so they give their usual intros. Mike Tenay's there, Taz is there, great. And then Crimson comes out. Oh joy.
Actually, isn't it Angle that comes out first?
Nice spot, I see.
But yeah, actually, I thought it was Kurt Angle comes out first, and then he calls out Crimson, and basically Tenay.
I didn't care enough to pay attention.
Yeah. Tenay in the midst of this is pretty much putting over like Angle's beatdown of him last week, and like Crimson, to his credit, he's selling the leg fairly well, but since they're focusing on it, he's gonna have to.
You know, I'd hate Crimson a little less if he just combed his damn hair.
I'd hate Crimson a little less if he wasn't a huge douche.
I mean, I know this is kind of feudal in TNA, but like his whole look doesn't really scream marketable.
His whole look screams call wrestler circa 2005.
But that's just nitpicky. Like he's a decent enough wrestler. He's competent in the ring, comfortable.
Well, I'm not criticizing his style. I'm not criticizing his wrestling ability. I'm criticizing the fact he looks fucking generic.
I'm criticizing his wrestling ability.
I would say he's very far from generic, but that's only because he looks like a shrunken head. That's a very weird cough. I don't think so, but
no, he looks like a default Ka. I agree with our co-host No Leaf.
But he has red hair, guys. Does a default Ka have red hair?
Yes.
Who cares?
Yes.
I don't.
But either way,
he looks like a default Ka with red hair instead of brunette.
Enough for the Ka.
There's no way it's his real hair color anyway.
And just like a default Ka, he somehow has maxed out stats despite the fact he's only been around for 2 months.
No, that's not a default Ka. That's a Ka who's gone through whatever the career mode is of the year. But
Okay,
that said,
how about we stop talking?
but yeah, that said, Kurt Angle, the first thing he says, "Oh, Crimson, you come out here, you either have balls or you're the biggest jackass I've ever seen." He's like, I bet you want to be famous. Anyone who challenges me just wants to be famous.
Oh my God!
And I will make you famous. Wink, glitter.
I hate Impact so much just for that one freaking line.
You know, I gotta say, when I was watching it, I couldn't be mad because it's like a 10-year-old trying to be tough.
Once
like,
again, Angle, the stubble, the whole, like, having problems with your anger, the whole, like, I'm not only going to end your streak, but I'm going to end your career. Stop trying to rip off Randy Orton. I mean, some of those things don't apply to Randy Orton, but the fucking stubble. Both people are clearly trying to grow up.
When Impact is bad, it hurts. But then they have to bring up wrestlers I like.
I mean, was that supposed to be a dig against fucking Undertaker? Because he's kind of too busy deep sea diving with his wife right now to notice what TNA is doing.
Yeah, he's too busy having his head get photoshopped. And
I miss GDP.
But yeah, like at that, at Kurt Angle's threatening, Immortal enters to, I guess, back him up. Like I don't well, actually, I guess it is pretty clear that they're aligned. If at least Kurt being aligned with Hogan, so that Sting will never get over and Dixie Carter will never join the company, and so then Karen Jarrett and Jeff Jarrett won't deceive him, even though Immortal involves Karen and Jeff Jarrett.
Speaking of Jeff Jarrett, I would like to now read an excerpt from the latest chapter in my Jeff Jarrett /fiction novel.
Tracy
Ooh. Is that War Machine? You want to be dropped from the call?
Huge, big, fake tits. Those are the biggest, fakest tits I've ever seen.
But yeah, Bully Ray pretty much, he starts bitching Crimson out. He says, who do you think you're talking to? There's a gold medalist, Kurt Angle. I'm being a sycophant. And
who the fuck is Bully Ray to talk?
Yeah, seriously.
We'll see what he's only fucking, he's just making himself look better by associating with Angle. From just the whole heelish standpoint. He's been a petty heel in the past 5 years anyway, or in the past year, but nonetheless, the promo, the whole opening monologue, which, if I'm not mistaken, went on for a good 15 minutes. We're going to truncate it as well as we can. Just pretty much ended with Kurt Angle saying once again that he's going to make Crimson famous, which,
Yeah.
I mean, it offends me that, like, Undertaker used to say that, and Kurt Angle stealing it, but he's taking it off of Undertaker's American Badass gimmick, and it's like,
well, it's just, he's not a badass. You see, Undertaker was a badass. As cheesy as that angle may have been, Undertaker was a badass. He could back up the claim that he'd make you famous, because pretty much anyone he wrestled, it's just like, oh, he wrestled The Undertaker once. He could back up that claim. Angle? No one gives a shit about Kurt Angle anymore.
Well, see, now Angle's just like...
He's over the hill, and just... Anything that made Kurt Angle special is gone now.
But it's and also, far be it from me to give the TNA writers any credit, but I'm seriously thinking they're going to eventually have him be some kind of pathetic deadbeat gimmick. I don't like his seriousness in this.
There is no fucking way Kurt Angle is being pushed in anything less than the fucking alpha and omega of TNA. Because
they freaking love Kurt Angle way too much to make him look anything less than godlike.
Exactly. Like, when's the last time
that's the thing. Like,
anything but be absolutely fucking dominating on top?
But see, that's the thing. Despite their efforts,
Austria, for God's sakes.
But despite their efforts, he looks fucking pathetic to me. Despite his
no, but not to them. You're forgetting. You're talking about the most incompetent wrestling promotion that has ever existed. In their screwed up little world, this is working.
I just don't think that they're trying to present him as godlike. I think if he fucking looks so pathetic, then they're really not going for him to be to be so godlike, but I guess.
Also, I heard that
resort to the idea that I'm giving him too much credit. We go backstage where.
Oh, never mind.
Where Velvet Sky is kind of hanging around, and then ODB and Jacqueline confront her, basically offer their services. And
speaking of offering services, hey-oh!
Let's completely 180 these two characters, because why the fuck not? I have ADD. Ooh, shiny thing, says Vince Russo.
I don't understand the point of this. Seriously, I have nothing to say about this. This is stupid for the sake of stupid. They're just fucking with us now.
Yeah, they're basically like, team up with me to take on Winter and Angelina and the rest of them. Like, if you could trust us, because if we wanted to kick your ass, we'd do it right here and now.
Now, as logical as it is,
I suppose.
As logical as it is for these two to just turn face, how much more logical is it for Velvet to actually trust them? Now, I know what happens in the match later. We'll get to that, but just why would anyone do this? Oh my God, my head hurts already, and we're not even. We haven't even started.
Why does ODB and Jacqueline suddenly give a fuck what the hell Winter and Love are doing?
We'll get to that when we talk about the match, but we go to a fun segment after this with Bischoff, Hogan, and Flair basically whinging about Sting.
Oh my God.
Hogan, like, they gotta stop having him fucking, like, really play it out for the audience, because he's still like, he still holds on to the whole, like, 80s things of overhyping him and overacting easily. He's like, man, this Sting guy, he's too much, man. He's supernatural, dude. He's like, he's over there, and then he's over there. And it's like, I observed that it's either really, like, cheesy 80s or just mid-90s WCW feud with Warrior.
And for all this build-up they're giving Sting, he's going to job at Bound for Glory.
And, you know, I don't. Flair, look, I may take jabs at you, and I may make some crude jokes about the fact that you may or may not have given Bruiser Brody the most excellent blowjob ever. But you are still too good for this. You're smart enough not to have burned your bridges at WWE. Now, granted, I haven't read every single interview you've done in the past few years, so I don't know. But I gotta imagine you can go back there whenever the hell you want. Just get out of there. Go.
Yeah, listen to Christopher Walken.
God damn it, Flair. God damn it, Flair. You got me so riled up, I have popped a blood vessel in my forehead. Do you understand what you're doing to me?
That's pretty much my sentiments exactly. Flair, he doesn't even need to, like, even call up Vince. He could just walk into wherever WWE's doing their shows, like, hey, I work here now. Woo!
And they'll be like, all right, come on in.
With Triple H allegedly taking more power backstage, you don't think you could get the sweetest deal from WWE right now?
Oh, God, yeah.
Probably.
He could do a clean sweep if he wanted to. And all he would have to do was be like Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel's manager.
Like, the only thing I could possibly see is that WWE would pay off his debts rather than just giving all the money to him so he can't party like it's 1970 like he loves to do, allegedly.
Oh.
What were we even talking about? I've completely forgotten.
We were talking about Bischoff and Hogan overhyping Sting.
Oh, yeah.
So,
this segment was stupid. Move on.
Yeah. Hogan says he's going to get Sting in the ring, and they're in something else, and then he tells Flair not to say a word. I don't know why, but Flair promises Hogan and says that he'll be silent. Speaking of being silent. Oh.
Nah, I didn't catch that one, but...
Because he was silent about his homosexual relationship with Bruiser Brody. Anyways.
Okay, that was a bit of a stretch.
All right.
Match.
Yeah, we got our six-woman tag team action.
I see what you did there, Backlash. Nicely done, sir. All right.
Jackie, ODB, and Velvet versus Angelina and Mexican America, and ironically, the faces pretty much worked as a unit, save for one very contrived spot where Velvet Sky's gonna elbow one of her opponents, and then like the opponent slips away and she ends up elbowing ODB. That didn't look good at all. That was very slow, very transparent.
This was not a very good match.
And what baffles me is that they are still doing the Angelina Love versus Velvet Sky feud. I mean,
kinda.
God.
Kinda.
Well, as far as I know, freaking Velvet Sky is feuding with every knockout there is.
Why? Why? God. Just
Velvet Sky, I guess, in their opinion, well, not if you look at the money, but that's neither here nor there, is their most valuable female asset, I guess. So they want to put her in everything.
Does she just walk into the booking meetings naked?
We forgot.
I would not be surprised, but
we forgot something actually. Combat boots backstage. They're walking.
Yeah.
Oh, for the love of God.
Yes, there's a guy randomly walking around in combat boots. We'll get to him later.
Yeah.
But this match was not very good. Velvet can't bump for shit.
But at the very least, Jacqueline and ODB are faces, which the term makes no sense, but they're better as faces.
I'd agree with you there.
Like TNA fans are kind of a hard nut to crack when it comes to like just bringing back someone. See, the problem that they fucking have is that Chris Jericho was a heel up until he split with the company for like a leave for a few Fozzy tours back in like September or October of 2010. When he comes back, he's gonna get a face reaction like nobody's business, and WWE probably knows that. With people like ODB, who was released from the company, or I forgot whether she asked or they were just like, oh, we don't need you anymore, amid probably controversy, because I know she had a lot of fans, and I know that like people didn't want her to see her go. You don't fucking make your return just for her to be a heel. Oh wait, they had an exhibition match against Madison Rayne with her before.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't even know.
The Cooter Clutch. We don't need to talk about that again.
But
this match was not very good. And it just kind of devolved into a brawl around the end because everyone jumps in the ring, everyone's attacking everyone else.
Yeah, Velvet gets a near fall off a really shit looking finish, which I forgot what it was. I just remember it looked like crap.
I don't know. I think like Velvet was down in the ring, and then I think Angelina had her down and was motioning to ODB and Jack. It's like, hey, you wanted to attack her, you can do it. And you know what? That would have made sense. Like they tricked Velvet into becoming their tag team partner to get close to her so they can hurt her. But no, they go the fucking all route.
Again, we'd rather see him as a face. Probably better off as a face.
Yeah, I know they're better as faces, but this makes no sense the way they've been booked.
No.
They went from fuck her hard, to just like fuck it, no regrets, friends.
Wait, fuck her hard?
What?
Your terminology is a little bit.
Yes, fuck her heart.
This is going to get even more confusing as the night goes on.
But yeah, Angelina attempts her better finish than Velvet's, but she attempts it very poorly, and they fucking faces go over. After the match, I did mention the irony of this. After the match, it's the heels who end up fighting each other, where Angelina pushes Rosita into Sarita. And yeah, it's veritable irony for me because Russo usually has the face teams fighting. And in this one, they were pretty.
Russo must be getting into Jeff Hardy's stash or something.
I think everyone's been getting into that stash for a good 6 years now.
I mean, I think they're only doing it so that he won't. But yeah, we have our combat boots again.
Serious.
Nah.
Boots are made for impacting. We flash back to last week where Kid Cash gave his moneymaker pile driver to Jesse Sorensen, and their match is next, which not quite the X Division match that you expect, a fairly normal exhibition, but had not much of a problem with it. It was blah. It didn't really lead to anything.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it was a fairly meh match. It was mediocre, which I don't know if I've said it on the show before, is a worse crime than being bad.
Yeah,
And,
Jesse Sorensen, like, if anything, he kind of reminds me of Mike McGillicuddy in that, like, he does very crisp, basic offense, like your drop kicks, your fucking enzuigiris, your this, your that. The one thing that stood out was that, like, when he does a diving crossbody, he makes, like, a frog splash motion with it.
Yeah, this match, as far as an X Division match, it was not very good. It wasn't extremely bad, but Kid Cash, he's getting kind of fucking old, isn't he?
Yeah.
No question.
Yeah, and Jesse Sorensen, to me, he comes off as a poor man's Alex Riley.
Let's not insult Alex Riley like that.
Yeah, Alex Riley has gotten better over the months.
Yeah.
But after the match, Cash starts talking to Christy Hemme, which almost made me turn off my TV. But since I can't do that because I have to watch this piece of shit, it's basically your generic interview where he's like, I beat my opponent, ha ha ha, and then this opponent shows up and is like, no, you didn't, ha ha ha, and then they get in each other's faces, and then security comes in and holds them back and is like, no, this is getting too heated. End segment.
Yeah, I guess they're setting up another match for them at No Surrender. I don't really know why, but on the subject of No Surrender, I noticed this when they showed the logo. It's lifted directly from WWE's Great American Bash.
It is?
It is. It's the exact same logo.
It's basically like a mock Captain America shield or something.
Yeah, that's what I think they were going for, but it's ended up being a copy of the Great American Bash.
I can't take it anymore.
So I don't know why No Surrender suddenly has a rah-rah American motif.
Yeah, that was Victory Road when it actually happened around the 4th of July.
Well, Victory Road is the road to lockdown. We all know that. We shouldn't think of it any other way. One, I want to say about this whole promo that Kid Cash cut, he had one line that kind of reminded me of something. He's like, I'm going to bend you over my knee and whip my ass just like I do to my son every day. And it's like, I've seen only one other person trying to get heel heat from mentions of child abuse, and that man was Terry Funk. Kid Cash, you are no Terry Funk.
Speaking of pounding ass. Oh.
That's a child war machine.
I'm not saying the kid was getting ass pounded.
But yeah.
Awkward.
Well, okay. You can start that. You just got to give me the courtesy laugh. I don't care if it's the most forced laugh ever.
No, I refuse.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind.
Give me the courtesy laugh and move on.
We'll keep that in mind and give you the Tony Atlas next time you do something like that.
There's my courtesy laugh.
People are talking, you douche.
Oh, next match. It's the Bound for Glory series. Rob Van Dam versus the Pope. And I'll be honest, this was an alright match.
Both performers worked fairly smoothly. Pope is good as ever. Like he's still got youth in him. RVD could still work to an effective enough speed, but it's a Bound for Glory series match, and these two are not in any kind of angle pertaining to that.
Yeah,
with each other, so it doesn't really.
I also noticed
it was an inconsequential match that was pretty good. It was just filler on the card, but
I noticed that this match had a shocking lack of Jerry Lynn.
Don't worry, that quote will be filled next week, I believe.
But after the match, Van Dam shakes De Niro's hand, and then they hug, and then Van Dam augers his tongue into De Niro's mouth, and then after Van Dam leaves, Joe comes out to the ring and starts beating the crap out of Pope. And he puts Pope in some submission. I can't even really remember what it was.
Looks quite like a figure four.
Yeah, kind of.
I just called it the Joe's going to sit on you, and that's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, that's...
Oh yeah, Joe basically gave me the most memorable moment I had of the night. This was the spot of the night. He does his shit, he kicks De Niro's ass, he puts him in a submission, then he gets out of the ring to, like, basically go between the bottom rope and the apron to do his sort of, like, very predatory, very scary stare with his squinted eyes. Except 2 seconds into it, he fucking breaks character to look at the other camera to see if he should be doing it at that camera. And he does.
Wait a minute, was this point or later in the night when he came out?
It was after this beatdown.
Ah.
I know that one.
I seem to remember he fucked up at the main event, though, too. I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get to the main event.
What, you mean Samoa Joe not giving a fuck? Get out of town!
Yeah. Joe gets poorer, Ric Flair gets richer. It's so disproportionate, and that's why he doesn't give a shit.
I don't think Ric Flair gets richer anymore.
Well, you know what I mean.
Oh, crap, you're right. That was for the main event. That botch was for the main event. I was way too excited to put that shit over. But,
don't worry about it.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay, the point of this segment is Devon kind of coming out to help. Oh, by the way, Devon is also out of the series, too, for reasons I don't think they explained to us.
Injury.
I know it's injury, but I don't think they even told us that.
For all we know, it's a torn, something that'll really seem unrealistic.
It's the fact that his forehead is too screwed up.
You know what? They're probably going to say something like he has a popped lung or something.
Dude, if that was the excuse, then Ric Flair would be banned from every wrestling arena and regulated by the Athletic Commission.
Well, maybe that's why they won't let him back in WWE anymore, is the fact if someone stares at Ric Flair long enough, he'll just start bleeding.
Ah, yes. Those jokes never get old.
But this segment, it was stupid because Devon takes his sweet-ass time getting in the ring to save Pope. And I know injury, but it was just dragged out.
That was tough.
All right. Now it's time for what I like to call my personal hell. Robbie E. and Rob Terry are backstage in the same room. Ow! That hurt. That really freaking hurt to say.
But yeah, Robbie's like, come on, bro, let's be in a tag team, bro. Come on, bro, let's be in a tag team, bro. And Terry says, let me think about it.
You know what?
And remember, take care and spike your hair.
I don't know. I just kind of liked how completely nonplussed Rob Terry was while Robbie E was ranting at his stupid crap at him.
Yeah, the problem with that is that Rob Terry is trying to look like threatening and like I don't give a shit about what you have to say, but nonplussed, I guess, is what came out.
Rob Terry, I feel he's squandered his talent.
Rob Terry has talent?
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
He can take a headshot from a chair really well, Backlash.
Oh.
I started thinking of Douglas Williams, my bad.
Well, you know what? So can I, but that doesn't mean that TNA should push me on TV. And I think we have Echo in here.
Scratch my comment about what's his face, Rob Terry. I was thinking of Douglas Williams.
Oh yes, Douglas Williams has definitely been wasted.
But yeah,
but, Robbie E isn't that bad either. I mean, I guess
maybe he'll be better. Not in the X division. Like if he's actually wrestling normal, how he normally did when he was in the Indies, because he hasn't translated well to the X division.
Yeah, no, he hasn't. He was only put there because he's semi-small.
Well, not even. He's a fucking big guy in terms of pure weight, pure muscle weight. Like
when it comes to Robbie E and the X division, the only thing you have to say is that he grabbed the ladder during the Ultimate X match.
It's like even, hey, if we're going to talk about the X division and people that don't belong there, Kid Cash has probably been sticking a needle in his ass for the last 5 years because that guy does not look nearly as he did when late ECW or late TNA. Not fucking nearly. But yeah, we go to another backstage segment. Steiner Gunner and Bully Ray are having a bronundrum. Yes, I tried to nonchalantly say that. But I forgot. It was either about Sting or about whatever else trouble Immortal has. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. Fucking.
Oh, yes. Now Rosita and Sarita are trying to beat up Angelina backstage, and then Winter comes in, and then Mexican America just basically say, get the fuck off her. It's like
I don't even remember who the face is supposed to be anymore.
I don't either. It's just so fucking. It's so convoluted. It's something so simple that's so convoluted. Congratulations, Russo. You've turned the most basic thing in wrestling into just puddles of goo.
And you know what? Russo probably thinks that the wrestling world owes him a favor because of it.
Yeah, and that just makes me want to hang myself with my small intestine.
Fucking, oh yeah, Tracy Brooks. Yes, I know War Machine has a vested interest in this.
I do, in fact.
Tracy Brooks and her Brooks are backstage with Bischoff, and she wants to be reinstated as Knockout Law, and then folks, you're gonna have to excuse me because like I wasn't watching TNA when she was called Knockout Law, and that meant absolutely nothing to me. So you guys take it.
Yeah, neither was I. I've never heard the term knockout law.
Same here.
I was watching when it was Knockout Law. I wanted to die then.
Basically, to interrupt for a second, Tracy Brooks was quote-unquote the boss of the Knockouts division until she decided to join the Main Event Mafia because she was supposed to be in Playboy and then she got knocked to the website.
Yeah, guess for what? Guess what knocked her off the magazine?
Marge Simpson.
Ouch! That is, wow.
Good character.
I gotta say, that is a kick to the testicles like no other.
More like a kick to the chesticles.
Yeah.
Oh God,
forgive me for that. You. I'm surprised nobody's ever said that against her on TNA as part of the angle.
Yeah.
Just wait.
But oh God, our next fucking segment. Ooh, fuck.
Oh no.
So you guys, you know how Ric Flair and Hogan and Bischoff were all concerned and they're like pacing around backstage and they were shouting and they were saying like, "Oh, Sting's tear-assing and he's running wild and he's rampaging." Yeah, they come out and they're strutting. Ric Flair and Hogan come out. They're feeling fine.
Kill me.
Continuity? What the fuck is that?
And
Kill me.
Hogan, he addresses this by saying, "Our problem is we have a problem, brother."
Fuck God. Why?
Yeah, they don't really get a word in edgewise before Sting comes out.
Why? All I think of is that interview where Ric Flair's talking to the one guy from Bret Hart's radio show, and he says, every time I'm in the ring with Hogan, I just want to turn to him and smack him in the face and go, "Shut up! Every time you open your mouth, you're killing the ratings."
You know, I would actually love to see that happen on TNA.
That would be such an interesting twist. Just Ric Flair just goes batshit insane.
It can't be any worse than what they're actually doing.
But yeah, this promo.
Why so nervous?
Yeah, quotable promos these days from fucking Hogan, Flair, and well, maybe not Bischoff, because Hogan's like, "You've gone too far, Sting. You've gone crazy. You've gone nuts. You're a few fries short of a Happy Meal, brother. How do you do this? Impact is a family show."
He actually
Impact is a family show. The audacity of Hogan saying that. I just wanted to. There is very little times where I seriously contemplate attempting to jump through my TV to punch someone, and Hulk Hogan has made me do that.
I want everyone to remember that Hogan said that because I'm going to be bringing it up again at various points in the night. But the rest of this promo is attempt number 56, I think, to recreate something successful WWE did.
No.
Because all this basically was the frickin' contract signing that CM Punk and Vince McMahon had.
Oh yeah, that. I'm gonna get to that in a second, but once again,
and Sting making the goofiest faces he can think of.
Yeah, that basically what's spurring this on is Hogan says you could have anything you want, Sting, anything you want, just stop this craziness, stop lay down this act. And Sting is like, well, I like flowers. Do you like flowers? I like candy. Give me candy. It's
What the fuck? Okay, yeah, I'm trying to think, what part of Sting's character has ever been completely unhinged, psychotic Joker style?
Yeah, he tends to be the more methodical, more fucking crafty.
I'm trying to think of a Batman villain because they're ripping off Batman now. I mean, like, shit, fucking Mr. Freeze?
Fucking Egghead? I don't know.
I would say he's kind of like the Penguin. Or he was kind of like the Penguin before this Joker shtick. Because he was very methodical, almost a gentleman's wrestler. And the Penguin's methodical and a gentleman's criminal. I mean, it's just, I don't get it. I really don't. Yeah, you'd think that maybe they'd try to rip off Bane or something because of The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, they're not that aware. It usually takes them 3 years to rip off.
Does that mean they're going to put Rob Terry in a mask and have hoses coming out the back of his head?
War Machine, it takes them 3 years. If they still exist, you'll see them rip off The Dark Knight Rises in 2015. But
I really don't know. Are they trying to do this shit ironically? Because I can't imagine how many people are employed by this company, and not one of them has said, this is kind of stupid. Maybe we shouldn't do this.
I think the
then
people
Russo
that are
comes in. Then Russo runs in, kicks that guy in the face, and tells him he's fired.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But yeah, I think the people who are getting paid the most are probably aware of how shit everything's run, and they don't give a damn because they're not being paid $600 per appearance, or $300. My mistake. That's what most of the knockouts are being paid. It's only the journeyman veteran knockouts that are being paid $600 an appearance.
Or Christy Hemme, who's getting $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Maybe that's why Velvet Sky is in so many angles.
Just trying to collect pay.
God damn. The less we get into sad territories, the better, because I want to make as much unintentional comedy out of this segment as I can.
I like to say one of the weirdest lines that Sting said that I still have no idea what the fuck he meant was he wants Hogan to put a bullet in this thing and then they're on the same page. What?
It's insider shit that nobody has any idea what they're talking about.
We're all pretty much smarks here, and we have no fucking idea what the hell this is supposed to be a reference to.
Personally, my favorite part of the segment was when Hogan vowed that he's like, we'll run this company with the utmost precision. And immediately after he say that, they zoom into his face and his red, bloodshot eyes.
The only thing I noticed about Hogan this entire time, he's trembling under his own weight. You get a good still shot of him. You can see him just shaking just that little bit. At any point, he's going to topple over.
That's what happens when your back literally does.
Wrestle. God damn it! I hate this company.
Like we've always been saying, he's going to go over somebody in a wheelchair.
But
I have too many sharp objects on my desk.
But yeah, the end of this promo is pretty much Ric Flair pops a vein in his forehead, Sting responds in kind, and then he pretty much vows to stay crazy. No deal. Nothing is accomplished from this segment, which took maybe 10 minutes.
You mean TNA's wasting our time? Get out of town.
Yeah. Seriously? You crazy, man. I gotta say,
Normally when Ric Flair loses his mind, the show becomes really funny for about 15 minutes. But this time it was just kind of like...
Well, see, he wasn't the focal point. He was kind of downplayed, so...
Yeah, he really was kind of downplayed. He just kind of loses his mind briefly.
The layout of this was basically Sting and Hogan give the huge bullet points, whatever they may be. And believe me, I have no idea what the hell they were. And Ric Flair is just there to pop a vein in his forehead.
And he also wants to let us know that he fucked Seattle Slew last night.
And he elbow drops the mat.
Oh, yes, yeah, he just elbow drops the mat. Doesn't take his. I don't even know if he had a jacket on.
He did have a jacket. I think he meant to elbow drop the jacket, but he threw it off the mark.
Oh,
he forgot.
He forgot.
Didn't Sting throw his jacket at him?
At the end, yes.
Yeah.
I thought Ric Flair was going to lose his mind and start elbow dropping everyone's jackets. Just even people in the crowd. Just like the idea of a jacket being thrown at him would just cause Ric Flair to go into this senile rage, and he would just start randomly punching people in the audience, taking their jackets and elbow dropping them all the way out of the building.
So yeah, we go from a segment that was depressing but could be made fun of, and this next one is just depressing. AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels.
Oh, fuck.
Didn't Duo say this was like, not Duos, another one of our female members, yeah, we're growing, believe it or not, said this was almost like Danielson was trying to get AJ to come out of the closet or something.
Oh yay, oh yay, oh yay, oh yay.
Now,
I'm not going to continue.
Maybe next time we'll get some Buddha in TNA. But,
He's like, what are you trying to say here? Why do you want to keep getting in matches with me, Daniels? What are you, it's like there's something you're hiding from me. But,
oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
That was the subtext
funny.
of it. The context of it is basically that Daniels is like, after I lost you at Destination X, I questioned myself, do I have what it takes to be in TNA? You fucking moron, you could have been in ROH, but instead you went to TNA.
No, it wasn't even...
He's like, one more match. Just one more match.
Gay, the ambiguously gay Top Gun-esque sort of stuff between them, that isn't really what's funny about it. It's just that... It's just the way the whole scenario's playing out. It's like the worst soap opera I've ever seen in my life. Like,
and, you could be my wingman anytime.
Oh my God! Daniels pulled a fucking Tommy Dreamer with this shit.
Oh yeah, he started crying.
Oh
yeah.
Yes.
He was like, one more match, and he's like, we're gonna have it at No Surrender, and he's like, AJ's like, I got a match that's much more important than your little shit. Let's have it next week.
Yes, this match. It's a match between two people who helped build TNA that is probably going to shape the future of their relationship that we actually care about, and fuck it, just give it away on free TV.
Well, either that or Daniels is just going to turn heel.
Why?
But we have one of those Bound for Glory tag team mishmashes up next where whoever gets the points is largely unclear. Beer Money and AJ versus Gunner, Steiner, and Bully.
Whoever gets the pin, which we'll get to. Oh my God.
Yeah, Bubba gets a pin with a Bubba Bomb. Very anticlimactic. And
oh my God.
The match was a clusterfuck.
Ray is still going over AJ! Ah!
Okay, actually, I'd like to just dismiss this match, but they paired off. Each guy paired off with someone else, and they all went in 3 different directions, each with a ref. And I can only imagine that this match, I think it was just supposed to be a normal match, but I think they just went to like fuck it law, where shit breaks down and nobody cares enough to restore order.
Were there 6 refs in the ring?
There were about 6 refs involved in the. No, only 3 refs because the company only hired 3 goddamn refs.
Oh.
Let's see. There's Earl Hebner, Brian Hebner, and Bischoff's son.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
They go off in different directions. And here's my question: what if one of them gets a pin? How do the others know the match is over?
I just assume they're running on the honor system.
Who cares?
Scout's honor, guys. The match is over.
Who
I
cares?
want to say something about this Bound for Glory series because it's something I've noticed. Did you know there's yet to be a submission in the Bound for Glory series?
Mother.
No, there have been.
So there's only been one, and that got reversed. So nobody's ever earned the fabled.
Oh no! Actually, you know what? You know what the submission?
And RVD just this night, RVD beat the Pope with a submission.
Yeah, with a fucking
He
surfboard,
did?
which you don't ever see that shit. That's
Well, then clearly I don't
wrestle.
give a shit about RVD enough to care how he wins his match.
it's like I don't like or hate that. It's just unprecedented, and that's all. Like it was a weird finish.
A rest hold.
But no, well, not even like a surfboard. You can't. A surfboard isn't so much a rest hold as it is like the kind of like showcase spot that you play to the crowd and they cheer as you cinch it in and you turn them over and shit like that. It's not. It could be a finish in someone else's hands, I guess. It just never has been. I don't know.
That is.
Bubba wins. Like fuck.
Yeah.
God!
And even worse, he's in second.
Oh,
He's in second place.
Yeah, that's
Who's in first?
maddening.
Crimson.
He's probably gonna Crimson's probably gonna be a transitional champion. Bully's just gonna take it right off of him.
No.
We'll find out later. We'll find out next week that Crimson ain't getting it for reasons that are not TNA's fault, believe it or not.
Yeah, maybe they'll just put Jeff Hardy in the main event.
They will, and you know it.
But match is over. Someone comes in a Hummer, and as they reveal that Anderson is the guy in the combat boots, which is like combat boots walking through the stage. Hummer.
I thought it was
I
Michael
got nothing.
And they built this as the shocking return of Mr. Anderson.
They seriously fucking.
Gone.
I was about to say, when was he gone? What did he return from?
Yes, he was supposedly injured last week, but that was last week. He hasn't missed a single show.
Yeah, that's another thing. For this shocking build-up, he has missed no days. There's nothing surprising about it.
This is worse than RVD's massive internal organs failure, leading to him only to be gone for 2 weeks.
It's not as bad as that.
Or his concussion for that matter.
And here's the one point that how Hogan said this was a family show. This is the first point I want to bring up because Anderson gets in the ring and Bully Ray just books it because we got to continue that feud. And he throws Steiner through a table that had been conveniently set up outside. And then he takes Bully's chain and just starts beating Gunner over the head with it until he is pouring blood out of his head. Gushing.
Well, I got a question.
For kids.
I got a question. Why has Gunner suddenly become the bitch in Immortal? Because he's always the one who's getting the shit kicked out of him.
Well, because Bischoff's listening to the 10%ers for once. He's like, what? You don't like me pushing new talent like Gunner? No, I don't like you pushing new talent like Gunner.
Well, at very least, he isn't blading for beer anymore.
But yeah, it's basically Anderson fucking beats up Gunner and Steiner while Bully watches on and doesn't do anything about it because he's a heel. We go there for just close up on Mickie James. She says, "I'm coming for you, Winter."
Nicely done.
And you take the next one, Backlash. You deserve it. Hang on, let me bring back up the results. Oh yes, we have Mickie James up next.
No, I went over.
Right. You just went over that, It's time. It's time for what we've all been waiting for. Eric Young has finally found Scott Baio, and he's tracked him down to a golf course in Hollywood. And the sad thing is they wouldn't let him take his gear in. And as we all know, his tassels give him balance.
Yeah, how do you expect me to go with no tassels?
And you know what? The payoff was completely worth it.
Yeah.
I have to admit that because this was awesome. Eric Young is taking this gimmick and making it his own.
Especially, you know what's amazing?
They shot so much footage that
the Scott Baio Eric Young match has been one of the most superbly booked and built things in wrestling in recent memory.
I wouldn't go that far, but I do agree. At least in terms of TNA, it has been the most well-booked thing in a while.
Well, in terms of entertainment value, it's clearly it succeeds the most. It's Eric Young being Eric Young, and that's good.
The only question is what happens now.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully he wins the belt 11 times in the same night. Because if you want to go out with like completely crazy swervy Russo booking, have it happen to Eric Young.
Yeah, but Eric Young makes it work somehow.
Ugh. Last match, Crimson's ass versus Kurt Angle. Oh yeah, I remember why I wrote that. Oh yeah, the first shot during Crimson's entrance is basically a low angle on his ass.
Once again, the camera crew got the knockouts orders by mistake again.
Oh god damn it, guys! You fucked up.
Both good people, like embroiled in a very stupid angle. Both good performers. Fucking Crimson is about to pretty much hits his fucking Red Sky, the sit-out powerbomb, which Mike Tenay calls the Sky High. Thank you, Tenay. He recognized that move. Fucking after the match. Oh yeah, before Crimson can get the pin, he gets DQ'd by Samoa Joe, and Samoa Joe.
No. Kurt Angle gets DQ'd. Crimson wins by DQ.
Ah.
Motherfucker.
And apparently Angle and Joe are working together.
Why?
There's no words.
I don't know about
no words for this show.
I don't know about that so much as like it's like Kurt Angle working with Hogan is that they have similar fucking goals. That doesn't matter.
There's really just nothing more to say about this show.
Impact.
I mean, we're not even done yet, are we? Because we have to talk about what happened right before the end of the show. Because Crimson gets attacked backstage by Samoa Joe. And here's where I'm going to bring up what Hogan said again. Because during this whole thing, Samoa Joe is dropping F-bombs. For kids.
Yeah, totally. 4 kids.
Oh, Hulk.
That's Impact. Like, I feel like if we just do a general summary, then we'd pretty much bullet off the same points that we do every week. We do a general summary of TNA.
We can record this, change the wrestlers' names when needed, and keep reposting this show.
It's like, please, listeners, tell us if we're getting stale in this department. We noticed that our competition that existed before us have already boycotted TNA. They're called WrestleCast. They're on reviewtopia.net, but fuck it. We're gonna keep going.
We're gonna do it now.
I just don't think there's anything more we can say about TNA at this point, because TNA is so unquestionably bad.
Well, there's nothing else we could say about him except to fucking just bitch about him and make fun of some of the segments, because they at least do supply us with a decent enough quota of...
It's reached a level of positively mediocre.
At this point, you can pretty much just record episodes where we just scream in pain at this whole thing. And then an accurate depiction of Impact.
I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think TNA is that bad anymore. I think they did hit rock bottom, but the problem is rock bottom was so low that now that they've reached this point of bad/mediocre, that it's just really there's nothing more to say about it. Because we wind up saying the same goddamn thing every week. And, it's because their product is stale, therefore it's making our product stale. God damn it, you're dropping
There's nothing about
dropping our views now, TNA.
Who said anything about our product being stale? Our product is the longest running weekly episodic podcast done by the DarkMatch crew.
Yes.
Oh God.
I'm not saying that this product. I mean, I'm just talking about the TNA shows because there's just really fuck it.
Yeah,
TNA sucked.
What gets more screen time than RPM? I mean, Jay Lethal. Let me think. Hogan's perpetually bloodshot eyes get more screen time than Jay Lethal.
I'm gonna go with random heel to face churns. Get more screen time than Jay Lethal.
I'm going to go with complete knockoffs of movies get more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Ric Flair's blood vessels get more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Oh, and we got one from our peanut gallery. Anderson's booties get more screen time than Jay Lethal.
And with that,
it's more screen time than Jay Lethal.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank you for listening to another episode of The Dark Match.
Yes.
I'm Mr. War Machine, and Ulysses S. Grant was born on my birthday.
Good night and good luck, America.
Yes, good night.
Cue music.
You guys didn't fucking do it right.
Yeah, we didn't.
We don't care.
War Machine
we want this to end.
His own name. But, yeah.
You guys suck.